Sensei Ohio, but the Gozamice or whatever you say, I got to
Gonzalez.
Gozaimasu. I got it right. And I think
I'm
is
gonna
it mice or mas?
Moss. Goza. Go. Go.
Go za
Ah. E.
I mas.
Mats.
Yeah, it's man, shit's difficult. This shit's hard.
Japanese. Nihongo.
Yes.
Nihongo.
Huh?
Nihongo.
I don't know.
Uh, Japanese. Because in Japan, in Japanese, the island of Japan is called Nihon.
Uh, I I um since I'm learning Japanese, I've always wanted to like speak another language in my raps.
Okay.
And since I don't know much, my first thing to go to is I'm learning a little bit of Japanese. Todi is a bird, Inu is a dog, Nico is a cat, so I got that Nico on my lap. I got a pussy on my lap. I got that Garfield on my lap, bruh. Can't tell me
I
that's
like
not
that.
hard. This shirt's hard, ain't it?
Is that Garfield?
Hell yeah, and it's pastel pink. And got the shoes to go with it.
Those shoes
Don't
are fat.
don't fuck with me, man.
Yeah, you wore those at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and I didn't have a shirt to go with it, so I went to the mall and fixed that problem. Here's another shirt I got.
Oh, salt and pepper.
Hell yeah.
Like, salt was push it real good.
Hey. Dude, that song was so hard.
But salt is standing in front of the word salt, and for some reason,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
my eyes being tired made it look like split. So I thought it was like split the game, and I'm like, I don't get it. But then
Yeah, I
it came
wouldn't wear
back,
anything
and I was
like
like,
that. That
split
sounds
the
like something
fuck,
you can get at Foot Locker.
huh?
I wouldn't wear anything like that. That sounds like something you get at Foot Locker. I hate those dumb shirts like dunk on them. Yeah, if I was
Right?
14, I'd wear it.
You know that's like straight up like billionaire white people shit. Like the black kid's gonna love this shit.
Exactly, 100%. Like they're
Jimmy,
gonna eat it up.
I heard my little boy watching basketball the other day. Said they said dunk on them. Put
That's
it
on
on
the
a shirt
shirt.
and they're gonna go wild.
That is on the shirt.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I'm not excited about tomorrow's UFC event. Like I don't even know who's doing it.
I haven't even looked at it, and I gotta go to a friend's giving tomorrow, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to watch it. I'm probably not going to. I'm
Depends on how late you stay.
is exactly, and it's she wants to. She said we might go out, so if we go out, it depends on how I'm feeling. It depends on how the temperature is in the room. If like, yeah, let me go out, man, or hell no, let me go to the crib and watch some UFC. Oh, it's Figueredo versus Alex Perez. Yeah, I don't really know too much about them. And isn't that pay per view?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, the full
That's
event.
that's a weird pay per view. Like that seems like a fight night. And then you got Derrik Lewis, who's been kicking ass, who has made so much money for the UFC because he's a prolific figure, and he's still fucking on fight nights. Give him a pay per view.
Yeah, he hasn't had pay per view in a minute.
Yeah, even if he's not the main card of the pay per view, like he's the
I mean,
main card of this fight night, which is good. But it's like give him a fucking pay per view co-main event fight. Like,
he had a slump there for like a while for like 2 or 3 years ago.
mm-hmm.
But I think he's on like a. If he's not on a win streak, he just came off a one.
Yeah, I think he's on like a 2 or 3 fight win streak. Let me
Oh, I
let
know
me
he
look.
definitely is because you sent me that interview, and he's like, yeah, man, he's like, you're on a 2 fight win streak, 3.
Three. Come on, man. Three. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Derek. I will not argue with you. Was that
Yep.
John Anik?
You said what?
Was that John Anik?
No, it was Paul Felder.
Oh fuck, Paul Felder.
He just fought. Did you see it?
Dana White, if you ever see this podcast, you need to like replace Paul Felder.
I agree 100%. But did you see his fight last week?
No, I didn't watch Fight Night this past week.
Okay. Um, it was impressive. He lost, but the fact that he took it on like a 5 days notice and had to drop 20 pounds in 5 days, like he looked good. I ain't gonna lie, but keep him in the ring, and then when he retires, say, "Hey, bro, we can't have you commentating anymore."
Yeah, not everybody can be DC.
Exactly, exactly. Like God, he's so, and it's his personality, and there's nothing wrong with it. He's just so childish, and like he'll just get on this little rant, and then the other two commentators have to bring him in, like we're not only watching a fight, you're being the annoying dude at the party right now that's not watching the fight, but we're commentating, so we had to do our job. Like it's so annoying.
All right.
I gotta go get another beer.
Yeah, I wish they would just like do DC, Dominic Cruz, and John Anik.
Yeah, I like all of them.
On pay per views, have all three, and on fight nights, somebody gets a night off.
Yeah, and if it's a fight night that's in America, bring in Joe.
Right? Yeah.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a cerveza.
Oh, Joe. Got Joe Rogan in the Texas House, and got Joe Biden in the White House. Yeah, I have nothing to say right now. I know that sounds maybe a little bit weird to some of you. Bobby's quiet, but I am. And now I'm rambling and talking too much about having nothing to say. So I'm saying nothing about nothing. Where the hell did he go, man? Dude was in like a 18-room mansion. Like he had to go half a mile down the house to get a fucking beer. Shit. Where'd you go, man? You like walk and bike and like carpool to fucking South Texas to get that cerveza? What the fuck?
I had a pee too.
Man, you didn't say all that.
Yeah, and I didn't think until I got out there and was like, damn, I gotta pee. Instead of coming back for 5 minutes and holding it and hurting myself, why don't I just do that? Yeah,
I understand.
life's good.
No, but that Derek Lewis post-fight comment. Derek, why do you take your shorts off? My balls was hot.
Dude, he's the king of post-fight interviews. He's like the internet. He's
But then
undefeated.
Joe says, "I understand."
I understand. And I don't know who it was, but then someone told him to put his shorts back on. Like he's one of those people that he could not be a comedian because he's so funny without trying.
Yeah,
It's just who he's being himself.
but he has very comedic timing though.
Perfect.
Cause like
Perfect.
that's one thing I love about comedy. It's not always what they say. Because Dave Chappelle, he will tell a story or he just talk about some bullshit or say something really fucking cringe. But the timing is like, but motherfucker, you know it's funny.
And speaking exactly.
Because if he said it any faster or any slower, you'd just be like, this is awkward.
Yeah, this ain't funny, man. Like keep it moving. But he'll but you know it's funny. And then everyone starts laughing and then he what I like about Dave Chappelle, he kind of okay, that was almost fucked up. Because I almost said it backwards. what I like about Dave Chappelle is Andrew Schultz reminds me of Dave Chappelle because you can tell. I hate it. They both have the same mannerisms. They'll hit the mic on their leg, and it makes that popping noise. And you can tell it's just a mannerism that they developed, and they'll probably never be able to break it. But they'll hit the mic on their leg, and they'll start laughing, and you can tell like I've been waiting to say this joke, and that it's funny. It's still funny to me, even if I said it 5 times and 8 nights. It's still funny to me, and I love that about them because some comedians they'll laugh at their joke, but you can tell it's part of the bit.
Yeah, the
But
laugh
with
is
them, they're like,
almost a laugh is almost a signal to start laughing for you guys.
Exactly. But with like Dave Chappelle and Andrew Schultz, like they'll start laughing. It's just like you can tell, like, damn, I don't know how I came up with that, but that shit was funny.
And see, I didn't watch a whole lot of '90s Dave because Dave's been doing it the whole time, but so I didn't know he did that. I just remembered him from Chappelle Show.
Me too. That's where I got introduced to him.
So when he came back on Netflix like a few years ago, and he did that, like he was like, ah, motherfucker, and like he hit the mic on his leg. I'm like, that's weird, and I don't like the popping sound.
Oh, it's so annoying.
But he does it in every special multiple times,
hmm
and now like I actually like it.
It still gets. It doesn't make me. It used to be almost a cringe thing. Like, oh, why is he doing that? It doesn't make me cringe anymore, but it still like triggers something. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, because I've
he
never
just
like
did it.
bands like when bands will like throw up the mic and like lay it hit the ground. It's like don't do that to a microphone.
Yes, man. It's what your friends did to called our band ear torture. You remember that?
No.
Bruh, I don't remember what band it was. It's either with McGee or with Rashad. But we were trying to come up with a band name. And it was you and one other of your homies. And you're like, the music y'all make, you should call it ear torture. And we thought that was the coolest shit until we realized what the fuck you just said. Like, dude, ear torture, that'd be awesome. And now we're just looking and we're like, wait, you're saying we're ear torture?
Oh man,
That was fucked up.
that is fucked up.
Oh man. It's
Oh,
probably the truth though, because I didn't get into a good band until Credence. We weren't even amazing. We were just young, so people were like, "Oh, these cute little kids are rocking out and have decent music." I was gonna say something.
yeah, I was just thinking about y'all's progression of fucking vocalist. Y'all went from Sammy to Andrew to Sully.
I just said a prayer. Oh shit. Oh man. Yeah, our we
Oh, my ears just popped.
we did progress. Honestly, in my opinion, because we had McGee for well, McGee, I don't think he ever played a show with us, but he practiced with us, and then we ended up kicking him out or whatever. And it was to no ill will. Like he ended up fucking being the vocalist in that band AntHill, and his vocals match per.
Ant Pile.
Anyway, that
Ant,
was not me trying to make fun of them. I
Ant,
promise they were
Ant.
fucking amazing. But his vocals match perfect for their style. His vocals, and he was young, but his vocals just didn't match for us. But yeah, we had him for a little while, but we had Sammy and Andrew Olsen, in my opinion, was our best vocalist. And then
Holy shit, Sully.
after he left or whatever, we got Sully, and Sully was fucking amazing. But I also feel like Sully's vocals was more tailored to Longstreet. Like Credence and Longstreet were the same because we looked up to y'all, but we were different.
Yeah, we were just playing like all sorts of stuff. We had stuff from screamo tradition to a little bit metalcore, the southern metal that came out that I think was ushered in by like bands like Showdown and Mailing Sons of Disaster.
Definitely Maylene. I think they were the biggest to do it. Like they made other bands wanna. I mean, Showdown also fucking Thaddeus. They cover that the Showdown song. You remember
Yep.
that?
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, both of them, but I feel like mainly they hit. And maybe it's just me being biased because I like Maylene better.
Well,
But
they
I love
probably,
Southern metal.
they probably were more popular because I think the Showdown they did the first CD or EP that we heard, and yeah, so they did the first CD that we heard that was like very like traditional metal. Even had like some black metal like style blast beating on the drums, but then it was still very southern. Like they were very proud of like their Tennessee roots, and it like showed through in their music. Um, but Maylene, they I guess being from Jacksonville,
Jacksonville, Florida.
yeah, yeah,
Because I was gonna ask you where they're from, and Florida is not. If you don't know about the South, you just don't know. But Florida is not the South, even though it's the most South. It's not the South.
yeah.
It's not even considered. So I wouldn't think they were from Florida. I would think Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, something like that. Texas.
But you know that song at the very end of the first CD, like it opens up with "Tough as John Jacobs" and then it like ends up with this very reverby, um, like southern like ballad type thing.
I know if I heard it, I would remember it 100%. And I remember, of course, Toughest John Jacobs, but no, I can't think of it.
But anyways, it's very interesting because the main part of it at the beginning is basically a very close homage, or maybe like it's almost a cover of Leonard Skinner's "Tuesday's Gone."
Uh,
So it's the same chord progression and very very similar rhythm.
gotcha.
Then when then when it transitions into the next part, um, it's hard to tell if it's a guitar with effects and it's like playing high on the neck, or if it's like a horn, or maybe they had strings. Maybe it was like a violin. Yeah, but it was a very interesting, almost very affected sound.
Right.
But it plays a melody of "Smoke on the Water," and
Mm-hmm.
then like goes into like a bit of a more energetic part.
Bum, 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 bum. That's basically the majority of people's first song they learned on guitar, at least back in the 90s or 2000s,
Yep.
from what I remember. Like everyone's like, "What was your first song? Smoke on the Water." What was your first song? Well, bitch, my first song was Lenny Kravitz's "American Moment," but I did learn "Smoke on the Water" shortly after that. I'll never forget that story, man. Like there's there's first that I don't remember, like, but that I'll never forget my first song I learned on guitar. And I couldn't even do the power chords. So instead of doing it, I just fucking basically did like I don't know what it's called, but I played on both strings the same fret instead of actually doing the power chord because my hands were too small and couldn't stretch like that. But that was the first song I learned. Dun 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 dun, dun, and I can still play it to this day.
To this day,
Have
I
you
don't
have
know.
you heard that interview with Deontay Wilder?
I've no, I'm not a Wilder fan.
Till this day, till this day, like, bruh, and it sucks because he was honestly talking about some real shit, but it became a meme in
I
a
was gonna say that
heartbeat.
shit just turns into a meme.
In a heartbeat because it was a black reporter that asked him a question about something that he had just said, and he's like, "You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. We have been oppressed, and we are still oppressed till this day, till this day." And I'm like, fuck, dude, he's talking real shit. And then next thing I know, it just blows up. Like, fucking
Yeah.
till this day, and it's fucking just memes. I'm like, shit, I knew it was gonna happen.
Or like Marshawn Lynch. I didn't know of him as a football player. I had no idea who he was because I'm not that much of a football fan. I'm a very casual fan.
I just came here so I won't get fired.
Yep. Came here so I won't get fined. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like the meme like drew me in, and then like I realized that he was a really good football player, and he was sick of the bullshit of the NFL and the NFL news media. Like he was just tired of the drama they would try to stir up. Because it's hard to sell football. Like, okay, 22 men are on the field and they're throwing a inflated pigskin across the field. They have to run across so many lines, and then they get points. And then they kick this thing through this thing, and they get another point. Football, like you either love the sport or you don't. But
Yup.
for drawing casual fans like me, they turn shit into memes. They minimize players' like right to be an individual and express yourself in however means you want without being portrayed a certain way. And it's just like, no, dude, I came here to play football and be an entertainer on the field. Stop fucking badgering me.
That's what sucks about being a professional player. You can't really complain because if you're a starter, you're bringing in millions of dollars every year for yourself and your family. But it sucks because it's like someone like me who used to love attention. Now I hate it. Now I stare away from it. I I, I wouldn't want to be that personality that I would be a Matt Ryan. Like he never gets memes made of him. He just sits there and he goes, "Yeah, well, we played good today. I made about two or three bad passes, and who knows, that could have cost us a game." But then you got people with eccentric attitudes like fucking Cam Newton, who dresses apart, looks apart, and fucking says what he wants to say, and it just blows up everywhere. And Marshawn Lynch, like, he knew it was gonna be big. He knew it was gonna be big before he even got there. But at the same time, he was being real, because Marshawn Lynch he's from the hood. He's from from fucking, I know it's California, maybe Compton, but he's from California. He's from the hoods, and it's like in the rap game, when you get a really hood rapper and they're really good, like a little baby, but then they start doing interviews, you'll see them eventually open up over the years. But at first, they're just like, yeah, you know, I put out the album and I don't really care about numbers. And then go on to the next question because they feel like it's an interrogation. Like you're interrogating me. Like I'm not supposed to talk. So Marshawn Lynch, he stayed hood, but also he knew. There's no way he didn't know that. Every question they asked me, and it's before the Super Bowl, every question they asked me, I'm just here so I won't get fined. He knew that was gonna be huge.
Yeah. There was definitely some marketing in it too. Um, but at the same time, I like how he was using it to expose their bullshit.
Exactly. Yeah.
I hate the way they portray some of these players.
Oh, it sucks, dude.
Now, at
It's
the
like
same time, I'll say some NFL football players, and maybe it's just not just football players in general, but any type of celebrity. Once they get to a certain point, they act a little bit childish. Like they do weird shit.
who's a perfect example of that? Terrell Owens.
Yeah.
Perfect example.
And I don't know to great detail, but I've heard that Ocho Cinco was kind of the same way.
He was a split image of To. Like same as that thing, same as that attitude. Um, they lost. Why did they lose? Why did y'all lose tonight, Terrell? Why did y'all lose tonight, Ocho Cinco? Because it didn't pass the ball to me enough. Same as that bullshit.
And do you think it was like authentic? You think that was just them, or they like, I'm gonna turn myself into the villain?
Both. Because thing about To, he was on the 49ers playing against the Cowboys. He did something like ate popcorn or some shit. Like, how do you have popcorn? But he like ate popcorn. They did not like that. Scored another touchdown, ran to the 50-yard line at
They
Cowboy
nailed it.
Stadium and starts dancing. And dude clocked him. Dude fucking hit him hard, like with a tackle. Like he wanted to be the villain. But at the same time, I think he really believed if Romo would have passed me the ball more, we would have won
Yeah.
both.
Yeah, T.O. is crazy. Like, I love one thing I say it like authentically now. Like I used to say it joking, but then I'm like, this shit sounds pretty good. Like I love me some me.
Right.
I used to say like this dude's fucking weird.
That's a
Now,
fucking
now I say it
you
and
know
I'm like, that shit sounds good.
you know who it reminds me of? Fucking Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
just
very same way.
cocky.
Yeah, very same way. I built this house.
Cocky. But you wanna know what Deion Sanders did that no one else did? You got not Babe Ruth, fucking he's still alive. Oh my god. I can't think of him, but
Hank
big
Aaron.
ass dude with big ass legs,
Oh,
fucking
Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson. He played football and he played baseball, and he was great at both sports.
Hmm.
But what no one did is played football in a different state and then get on a private jet and fly down and not just play a baseball game the same day, but play in the championship game, the playoffs. He fucking played two sports in one day, and the media was mad at Deion Sanders. Like they were that's the only questions that the Braves got asked. Like, hey, so what do you think about Deion Sanders? Playing at Detroit against the Lions, and then he's gonna come down. They didn't want to answer it. They were all so mad. They were envious of him. But bruh, he was a shit. He was a shit.
It's like the two guys that
Michael Jordan did
one
it.
guy gets the early girl and the other guy gets like the attractive girl that they both were interested in. It's like the same thing.
Exactly.
Like he's like, yeah, I'm kind of happy for you, but motherfucker.
Exactly. Like there's a whole the only reason I know so much about it is because there's a what 30 for 30 is?
And for y'all that just heard that, y'all try to like go in the fucking comments with misogyny or like, hey, fuck you, because girls do that shit to men.
100%.
100%. So fuck you if you're sensitive. I've been watching Cobra Kai, so I just want to call somebody a pussy. You seen Cobra Kai?
Mm-mm.
You remember Karate Kid?
Mm-hmm. Oh, is it like a sequel to it or something?
It's a TV show. They have
Oh,
2 seasons right now. Season 3 comes out in January. But yeah, each season has like 8 or 10 episodes. They're probably about 45 minutes long. They're hilarious. They're so funny. Like it's I wouldn't say making fun of. It's not like a parody, but they did it in a way that's very comedic. Like it's not poking fun at Karate Kid, but it's like overly like glorifying it. Like when both Johnny and Daniel-san,
Daniel Son, wax on, wax off.
like when they look back at that, it's like the defining point in their lives where Daniel-san went on to be a very successful businessman, self-made, and Johnny went to be like this helpless man that can't keep a job and has a broken family, like bullshit life.
So in Cobra Kai, they're grown now.
Yeah, they're grown. They're
Yeah.
like in their 40s. But they brought the original people back.
Wait, really?
Yes.
That's gangster. That's
So
tough.
unfortunately, Pat Morita, who played Mr. Miyagi, died in 2005.
Oh, for real? I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
I didn't know that till this show. Man, it's sad. I
That's
was,
real sad.
I was telling Wendy at night, I was like, it would be real nice if he could have like gotten to see this show.
Exactly.
Like, oh, yes, I remember. Like he probably didn't like talk like that in real life.
No, not at all. They were like, no, 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 no. Make it more Asian. Oh man, that's
Right.
fucked up. That no, you're 100% correct. That's exactly what they did.
Like more like more.
stupid, man.
It's too late at night, man. I got the nighttime giggles.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Oh shit, making my stomach hurt laughing so hard.
Oh man, there's something I was about to say again. I don't know. It's gone. Come in.
But yeah. So unfortunately, he's gone. But the actor, whoever it was that played Cobra Kai's best student, that Daniel Sanbeep, he's in it playing Johnny as a grown up.
He did the crane, didn't he? Because he fucked his leg up.
Yeah.
Daniel San did.
Yeah, Daniel San. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was Ralph Macchio, so he's in it.
Oh yeah.
And there's some others that are in it, but I won't tell you who it is in case you decide to watch, because it's like a plot twist at a certain point. So I won't talk about it. But yeah,
I'll probably never watch. I don't really watch TV like that. I'm gonna stay on your ass about this. So what you need to watch is Dome.
Dome.
Dome, like Dumb and Dumber. Dome.
Oh, Dumb.
Yeah, you need to watch that. Like with you growing up like I did on Jackass, it'll really intrigue you because it's like a prequel. It's like a prequel to Jackass. Like, oh
yeah, you were telling me about that.
this is how Jackass got started. Okay. That shit's crazy. It has, huh?
Is it Hulu or Netflix?
Hulu.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you the cover of it. It has Wee Man on the cover, and it just intrigues you. There's Wee Man. Yeah, that it was. Oh shit! Now I'm all like blue and shit. That was gangster. I'm gonna do that again. Let me get blue. I'm gonna take it away. I'm gonna be blue. That's gangster.
Nady Smurf.
Hell yeah. Oh damn, he was a Smurf because Smurfs are small and he's small and they didn't say that in the documentary, but I wonder if they're like, dude, let's make you into a Smurf and you just go walk the streets. That's what they did. They just painted him blue and he just went around being Wee Man. But it's so crazy to see. Like, I've seen the I've seen a good bit of Steve-O's story.
Was he a Smurf?
You said what?
Oompa Loompa.
Oh shit! The plot thickens. It's either or at this point. You know that was one of my most favorite movies as a little kid was fucking Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
That was good.
Dude, such a good movie. Such a good. I ain't seen it in probably about 6-7 years.
Dog with morals and generosity one.
Exactly, 100%. 100%.
Isn't it interesting that
That what? Saying to pray.
We just said a prayer together.
Oh my god. Kanye killed me when he did that shit, bro. Like, cause I was watching it live and it was so awkward. Cause Jamie was an asshole. He would go to Joe, then he'd go back to Kanye. Then he went to Joe, and Joe's just staring at him, and Kanye's with his eyes closed. And I'm like, I feel so uncomfortable right now. And then he just looks up and says, I just said a prayer. And Joe had the best answer to it. Because he kept talking, goes, wait. Why did you say a prayer? What brought you to say a prayer? I just need more educated people than me to answer that question. Oh, man. You know, speaking of that interview, Joe kind of pissed me off because on this Tom Green episode, they brought up Kanye at least 2, I think 3 times because Tom Green had some questions about it. And Joe is giving Kanye the most praise. everyone's saying he's manic and he just goes on these rants and he's not making sense. But no, listen, because Joe is fake as fuck, in my opinion. Going on these rants, saying he needs medication, saying that something's wrong with him. But if you put him on medication, this dude is a creative genius. But I looked up this video that says Joe Rogan hating on Kanye. And it was showing all the previous episodes, like from fucking episode 981, episode this, episode that. And Joe is hating on Kanye. He's a fucking idiot. He makes horrible shoes. I don't know why people fucking buy him. He's fucking stupid and he needs help. And now he's saying all this praise about him. And I'm like, I want to give Joe benefit of the doubt because people can change and their views can change. And maybe I don't like you, but in 5 years, maybe I fucking love you. But he has the only thing that Joe said in the Tom Green interview was, "Yeah, I hated on his shoes. You know, I thought his shoes were stupid. Young Jamie bought me a pair of Yeezys, and I never wore them. But the man's a genius. He also needed to put in there. I thought Kanye was crazy, just like the rest of the world. I thought he was just this crazy motherfucker, but changed my mind on it, but he didn't. And I'm like, Joe, stop being fake, bro. If I knew you read comments, I would say some dumb shit just so it would be the top comment and call you out on your bullshit at the same time, but you don't read comments. Damn it. What's the use of comment?
Yeah, so you sent that 2.5 or 3 hour long video to me. You're like, dude, it finally happened, and it had been so anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
Like not to sound very like over exaggerated, but everything says most anticipated. This is the most anticipated election ever. This
Right.
is the most anticipated UFC fight ever. This
Right.
is a goat versus a goat.
Right.
Um, so like I don't want to overuse it, but I think Kanye is probably in recent years the most anticipated one ever. When he first said, "Hey, I had a great phone conversation with Kanye. He's a nice guy." Ever since then, like everyone's like, "Is it happening?" No, it
Yep.
happened. Is it happening?
Yep.
It happened. Start
Yep.
talking about it. Did Kanye happen? Like we just didn't see it. Like I started searching like JRE Kanye. I'm like, I must
Yep.
have missed it. Um, so like everybody's so excited. So you said to me, I was like, oh shit, it happened. And I was on my elliptical doing cardio, and like 13 minutes and 39 seconds, I went and found the music video.
I feel you. I
I was
feel
like,
you. It
I was
was.
like, Joe introduced him, and it went like back and forth like volleyball for a little bit, and then went from volleyball to like I don't know, I'm practicing my jump shot.
Yeah. 100. No, that is a perfect analogy. Oh my God. Because I was, like you said, most anticipated. And then the way it opened up, I'm like, this is gonna be good because the first things that were said was from Joe Rogan. He says, "So you're right." I'm gonna get it a little wrong because I ain't watched it since it came out. But so you're running for president. Why the hell are you doing that? And I'm like, oh, it's gonna be good. And like you said, like 15 minutes into it, I'm like, Joe hasn't said anything in 13 minutes.
Yeah,
He got
like
off the first question, asked another question, and Kanye has went on 9 different subjects in 13 minutes.
yeah, like Joe's an expert communicator, and he can interject himself mid sentence or quick or abruptly after a thought, but he does it in such a way that doesn't feel obtrusive and doesn't feel like he's being mean to his guest. And he'll be like, "Hey, like nobody understands what you're talking about, even me. Like unpeel that onion a little bit." So
And why didn't he do that with Kanye?
I don't think he could though.
He could have.
I think Kanye knows like circular breathing through his nose. Like I don't know what he was doing. Like he wasn't really pausing.
I feel like Kanye. I feel like they had. I feel like a lot of guests that come on Joe's show. Um, some of them might be like, "Hey, we don't need to talk about this," or this happened. I don't want to bring this up. And Joe's like, okay, yeah, I respect that. So call me out on my bullshit whenever you want to, but never bring this up because I don't want it in the public because it's already been in there too much. I feel like with Kanye, he said, here's the only way I'm coming on your show if you actually let me talk. I feel like it was some conversation like that beforehand where Joe's like, okay, cool. And he went with it.
So you think Kanye needed a cross-cultural relevant platform to speak on?
Yeah, and
Like
because,
two summers ago when he did the whole slave thing,
yeah,
it blew up and made him relevant in the media again. I'm not saying
yeah,
relevant that he lost relevance with the culture because I don't know if he did or didn't because I'm not big into hip hop or like his style of music. Um, but what was I gonna say? So I don't know how like in like the culture of hip hop how they took it when he did the slave thing, but in, like casual fan media, like it just blew up. It became relevant to the media again, and like his album like did very well after that. So you can almost say, man, that seems to be some interesting timing. He's been quiet for a while, good or bad.
he's the king of that. He is
He's
the king of timing.
crazy. And then heard nothing for a little bit. Then he starts praising Trump, and people are like, really? And then like you don't hear anything for a little bit. Then he's running for president himself. You don't hear anything. And like these things haven't really shaken people that much. But then he comes out and says what he said about Harriet Tubman, and people are like, "What the fuck?" Like he becomes relevant to like casual media again because he's on every channel, and everybody's blogging about it.
He's the king of timing, the king of it. Like, and the way he's so perfect at it is he he he's like Lil Wayne when it comes to delaying albums. Like almost every Lil Wayne album has been delayed. And sometimes it hurts him, a lot of times it helps him because it makes it more anticipated. Kanye does the same thing, but he makes the media think. So Kanye says, I'm releasing my album on Friday. And then on he says that on a Monday. And then on Tuesday, he says a Harriet Tubman statement. So then on Wednesday, all the media outlets are saying, "Oh, isn't it weird? Isn't it weird how Kanye says he's releasing an album and then has a political rally and says some crazy ass shit, and now everyone's talking about him. So on Friday we're gonna get his album. Radio silence from Kanye, and then on Friday there's no album. So then he makes it more anticipated. So then he goes on Joe Rogan, says a lot of crazy shit. Oh, the
Well,
album's probably about to come, huh?
like all like everything that happened that you described before Rogan happened.
Yes,
Like
and he does that.
on a literal Monday, he say he's doing an album. On a literal Tuesday, he'd say Harriet Tubman, and then on Friday it was supposed to release, but it didn't.
I could be a little bit wrong. I could be a little bit off. So don't say literal, and I don't mean literal, but it was something very, very similar. Like even if it was a week before, I know he released his album. He said his album's gonna be released on Friday. Guess what the album name's called? Donda. Who is Donda? That is his mom who died. So obviously it's gonna be a personal album that everyone wants to listen to. Then a couple days later, he does a political rally, says a shit about Harriet Tubman, and then a few days later, oh, it's about to be Friday. Can't wait to hear this Kanye album, and then it doesn't come out. And then months later, after him being radio silent, goes on Nick Cannon's show, and him and Nick Cannon are good friends or whatever. And the thing that I didn't like about the Joe Rogan interview is on Nick Cannon interrupts him. Nick Cannon says this. Nick Cannon says that. Joe, who is a king of interrupting and not making people feel like he is attacking them, doesn't do that one bit. So I'm like, it's bullshit. Kanye said, let me talk my shit and let me get my shit off. And Joe Rogan said, okay, sir, I'll suck your dick. and did it. That did. It was so anticipated, and it was a letdown. But at the same time, it wasn't because Joe just let him speak. It was cool to see Kanye in that kind of space, but it was like, Joe, you can't believe all of it. There had to be one time, at least one time, where you say, wait. We had to talk about what you just said. The only time you said is, wait. Why'd you say a prayer? Why'd you feel the need to say it? That's the only time you felt to interject in a 3-hour interview of a man who obviously has mental illness. That's the only time that you felt like you needed to interject. Okay. Because tell me, you've seen Joe Rogan and Alex Jones, right? So you've seen Joe Rogan and Alex Jones, right?
Yes.
How many times does Alex Jones go on the same kind of rants that Kanye does, and Rogan interjects? No. Wait. See, Alex, you had me at first, but now I think you've lost me, and you've probably lost the audience. Let's speak on this because you're going way in the left field. Let's speak on what you just said 30 seconds ago, and this is what you just said. And then he interjects all the time. Kanye West is an Alex Jones that is a conspiracy theorist, and he doesn't interject one time. You can't tell me that there wasn't a huge conversation of Kanye saying, "Look, bro, I fucks with you. You have the biggest platform in podcasting. I want to come on, but these are the rules. You can ask me anything you want, but let me talk." That conversation was had. You want to know what? You know, I when I go back and watch our podcast